How do you navigate a multi-decade level friendship when everyone is going through so much? What are the kind of key milestones in maintaining that kitchen table?
You know, I talk about this journey like climbing Mount Everest. You start, not that I've ever done that, by the way, but what I've heard about climbing Mount Everest is that you start out at base camp and then you hit these summits along the way. And everybody starts out the journey ready, you know, they think I'm gonna make it to the top. And then you start the climb and some people are ready for it and some people aren't. And it's surprising that you learn along the climb who's really ready. And there are people who just emotionally, physically can't go the whole way. They run out of oxygen, you know, they weren't fit for the climb, right? And one of the hardest things is like when you discover that, I mean, do you stop? Do you go back because there was one member that wasn't ready? Or do you keep climbing and sort of leave them where they are? And we found that that's kind of been the pattern, right?
Wow.
There are people who have been, they were built for the climb like we were, and some weren't. And I find that I talk to young people about this too, because when you're a kid coming from nothing, and I won't say that I came from nothing, but Barack nor I came from wealth or connection or fame or fortune. So we have a hodgepodge of people in our lives. And one of the toughest things is to find out that a dear friend wasn't ready for the climb. And in order to keep pressing forward, we tell young people that sometimes you gotta leave them there because you can't carry people when you're trying to get to the top. It slows you down, but there's, you know, survivor's remorse that comes with it. And I know you know, a lot of times when I talk to kids and I see them well up, I see in them that struggle, that they've reached a point where they've left people they love behind and they struggle to figure out how to weather or how to maintain those connections, and it becomes hard and it's draining. You know, kids, for example, who got the opportunity to go to college when half their family isn't eating, right? And they've got a student loan and they need to use that loan to pay for their books, but they're trying to send money back home to pay the electric bill. And I tell those kids, like, if you wanna make it, you've got to make some hard choices about what to do with your life, or you will not make the climb yourself.
And then everyone loses.
And then everybody loses. And I think that's how we've had to look at it. We've been fortunate enough that we've had so many people who were ready for the climb. They had to adjust. They had to go back and do a little working out. But for the most part, they've made it. But for the people who couldn't, we had to leave them behind and keep climbing. And if once we made it to the top, if we could reach back and pull some others up, we definitely did that. It is one of the greatest challenges when you are pursuing a life that is drastically different from the one that you've come from.